Hello everyone, welcome back. So today's video is going to be slightly different. I did record this whole video, and then me being me, as it was uploading to YouTube, I was like, right, let me cleanse my computer of every file, moved it to the trash, and then emptied it. So I've tried to recover the video, but unfortunately I can't. So this video is going to be me voiceovering, and I've added in some clips of me using these products. And these products are going to be some products that I really hated using in 2021. I've seen a few people do this video. I think we kind of all wanted to leave the year the same way. But yes, so a warning, there may be some products in here that you love. It doesn't mean that they're wrong for everyone. They're just products that didn't necessarily work for me. So let's just get into the first product. This is an eyeshadow palette from Dior. I'm going to go ahead and let myself explain it, and then I'll come back to me again for more. This is the Couture Golden Nights eyeshadow palette. I think this might have been a Christmas release because there was a snowflake on the package. Now, I'm absolutely not going to use these brushes that come with it, as much as Dior like to use them on their Instagram. I will keep them before, because they're good for like glitter and packing on pigment, but not so much eyeshadows. I do have to be honest, I've never really dove into brands like Dior, and I've never been inspired to until I saw this blush. Because of the packaging, I think it's really cheap, and I think it's really old-fashioned. It doesn't necessarily feel luxe in any way. There's absolutely nothing luxury about this packaging in any way. Very old-fashioned, needs an upgrade. That's really why I haven't gone for any like high-end luxury before, because I find the packaging is not really worth it, and the products sometimes aren't either. But let's try it. I've actually never tried Dior anything except for blush. Not really the colour in the palette, is it? Although it's a nice colour, it's nice and deep and rich in pigment. I'll give it that. That's a really great pigment, actually. It's really very deep and very pigmented. It kind of doesn't blend. It doesn't really move very well. It could be, I mean, the primer I've used is the e.l.f. Putty Primer because it's super dry and my eyelids are super oily. And I've used this eye primer with many brands, high-end and drugstore independent brands, and it's one that I find works with every single quality of product. It really won't budge. I do like that colour though, it's very deep. So there's a navy blue, a black and a silver. As well, when is this from? I feel like this is a super old palette, because this colour concept, the silver and the black, is very 2000s, don't you think? Let's just go ahead and take that shade right to the inside corner then. Let's make it really deep. I'm really struggling to blend this. Yeah, okay, let's, if we can, blend it into a really rounded shape. It's really like gripping. Look, can you see? It's kind of like it grips onto the shape that you... It doesn't move. Where's my camera? It doesn't move. It doesn't budge. It's really not moving very well. I don't know. It just looks muddy and patchy. What it's done is it's gripped on to where I've applied it. Like where I've initially applied it, it hasn't really blended from that space. Can you see where I've applied it here? I've gone in with my brush here. It hasn't really moved it round. Okay. What do I do? Let's take a little bit of a matte black right here, and let's just give it a really deep corner. Look, it does not move. It just does not budge. This is awful, actually. It's really bad. Really unimpressed. So this has to be maybe one of the only products ever that has like severely pissed me off. Like this product annoyed me. Like it really annoyed me. I could not understand how a really expensive brand could put out an eyeshadow palette like this and it be such poor quality. And by poor quality, I mean the blendability. And the fact that I've used super affordable brands. For example, those small, you know, those little tiny e.l.f. like bite-sized eyeshadow palettes, they are far superior in terms of blending than this Dior palette. I was so disappointed. And I believe I gave it a second chance and it just did not work again. And here's my theory on this, right? I think I said it in that clip. It was a Christmassy kind of themed palette. So in my mind, had it been in storage somewhere, maybe for over a year, and it's kind of like not got the best formula or the correct formula. Maybe it was defected in some kind of way. That's what I'm going to say, because a lot of people were saying they really liked it. They loved your eyeshadow. So to me, I was confused. I was like, why, you know? But it was almost like the color stamped on and then wouldn't budge. I was so disappointed. Yeah, and to be honest with you, it's not the kind of price point where I would risk buying it again just to then be disappointed. I would love to know if there's a Dior eyeshadow palette I should give a go. Let me know which one it is below. However, there is a Dior product again coming up later in this video, so I'm not on the good side of Dior so far. Okay, let's take a look at our next product, and this is a bronzer from Gucci. Again, I'm going to play the clip and I'll be back for further explanation. Let's move on to bronzer. We have, in its own private bag, we have the Gucci bronzing powder, looking very expensive. The fuck do you open it? Oh, like a normal bronzer. Jesus Christ. Oh, there's a brush underneath. I didn't realise. I hate these brushes, so I won't be using that. This is £46, which, to be fair, isn't far off most blushes and bronzer prices on the market. Nowadays, some are about £30, so yeah. Oh my god, there is a lot of fallout. I don't know if you can see. Look at all that powder coming up. And I'm very light-handed. That is a lot, and it keeps going. That's a lot of wasted product. Oh, I hate that so much. Oh, I really hate that. It doesn't blend very well on the skin. You can see where I applied my brush. It really sits. The only way I can describe the texture of this Gucci one is stubborn. It's like it stains and doesn't move. I don't like this at all. So this is another high-end product that, again, I felt let down by, kind of pissed off about, because, you know, when you spend money on something, you kind of expect it to work, right? Like, imagine, let's compare it to food, although I'm sure it's not really well comparable, but if you go to a really expensive restaurant, you expect it to taste better than, like, some, you know, truck of food. Actually, no, food truck food is really good. Let's say McDonald's. Oh no, McDonald's is really good as well. Ooh. Okay, so you pay $10 or pounds for a pizza, right? And you go to some fancy restaurant and you're going to pay £70 or $70 for a pizza. I can't think of somewhere that charges that much, but just imagine. Let's play pretend. I mean, that expensive pizza better taste better, right? It better taste like the best thing you've ever tasted, ever. This Gucci bronzer was the texture of... And when I say mud, I'm in no way referring to the shade, because the shade is going to suit someone, but it was the texture. It's almost like that gritty. It's not going to move. It's just going to roll around and stick into place, kind of muddy, grippy texture. Yeah. Okay, let's see what's up next. Now, this is a powder that everyone, it was one of those TikTok, and I'm going to quote viral, you know, I got air quotes, viral products. Yeah, let's go ahead to the clip. See, okay, so here's my issue first up. So when you rub it, to get that kind of coverage, you need to really push it into the thing, and it kind of crumbles away, which means to kind of like, look, it's everywhere. It's all on my phone screen. It's all on my exclusive merch. It's all on my phone screen. Yeah. But we're gonna get a good coverage. Can I do it now? Yeah, let's do it. Wow, I can see every pore. It's actually not that much coverage. This is horrible. I mean, you can see on my nose, actually. Look, I mean, just the way it crumbles when you do that. People need to stop over-exaggerating, guys. Just be honest. If you don't like... If a foundation just acts like a normal powder... Was that an advert? No. Oh, it was. So that was an advert. You know what? This happened a lot with KVD, the foundation. There were adverts. People are paying for their product to go viral so people think it's good.
Well, this is the thing. When you... look on TikTok, and this isn't, you know, accusing the creator of doing anything.
No.
And obviously not saying she was lying. It looked very good on her skin. A lot of people are saying the product's going viral when they're not.
Yeah. Virals, I know.
That looks horrible.
Looks awful.
Oh my god, it looks like you're dead and you've had a mortician do your makeup.
Oh, that's kind of nice. Yeah, it is very, like, 80s. Let me just try, I just want to...
Like, I can see every single pore on my nose.
You know what, these fucking... foundations acting like they're amazing and people acting like they're the best thing. It's really starting to piss me off. And here's the deal. To get this full coverage, like you can still see rosiness on my cheek here. I'm going to have a really, really... Isn't it horrible? I hate that. Here's the deal, right? If you want to see good reviews, just go to YouTube or like an instant... Not even a reel, because like... 60 seconds isn't enough to really look at a foundation. This stinks. It's got like a fragrance to it, like a
very
fragrance.
traditional female 1920s rose smell to it.
Well, that's one. Look how flat my face looks as well. So I've spoken a few times about brands and you know, like sponsoring people to create content using their product. And something new that seems to be what brands are doing in sponsored videos is telling the content creator to mention that the product has gone viral when it hasn't. So I'm hoping this year, 2022, brands kind of jump off that advertising trend and stop telling us that products gone viral, because TikTok creators are then, you know, purchasing products you know, to kind of use to make, you know, a viral content video. This powder, right, as well, when I was looking into it a little bit further, there are only 6 shades in this powder. Now, a powder that claims to be full coverage, like this powder does on their website, or have a good coverage, you need to get the shade right. If you've seen this video, James is wearing 1 shade lighter than I am wearing. The shade James is wearing is too light. You can see around his hairline, his skin tone is deeper than that. And the one I'm wearing is too dark. With powder foundation, you need to get that shade right because it is so matte. There is no space for, you know, error, really. 1 shade wrong and it is obvious. It is very, very obvious. And like I mentioned as well, you have to give, like, if you want a full coverage from it, like these TikTok videos were claiming. And this video with from the joint channel that you're seeing is kind of recreating TikToks that are claiming a product acts a certain way, you know, full coverage, whatever. It really wasn't that great. To get full coverage, you would have to build more and more and more. And that powder texture would look horrible on the skin. You can always refresh it with a little bit of hydrating mist to make it look more natural, but we know what happens when you dampen powder slightly, it deepens. And especially people with oilier skin, that powder is going to oxidize on your skin if you get it too wet. So this powder was not all it's cracked up to be. Maybe a light layer on top of, you know, whatever. But the shade range as well just wasn't it. Okay, let's move on to blush. Yeah, take a look. Okay, let's move on to blush. And this is from Dior. Now, I've tried the 2 of those, you know, the ones everyone was using. But I wanted to try another one of their blushes and just see how it was. And this... Oh, that's that. I wasn't going to use that brush. Anyway, this is the Rouge blush in the shade 136. Delicate Matte. I don't know. I don't know how to read these things. Yes. It baffles me. I had to go into that one colour quite a few times to even build it up this much. How are you going to charge me that much for a blush and give me 0 pigment? Messy, right? So this blush, it had to be one of the most disappointing because I really liked the colour, and looking at it, it kind of looked like one of those like baked, you know, you get those like baked mineral ones that look kind of like they have a nice glow to the skin. But using it, the way it sat, right, it was almost like if we imagine the blush was a human, and it just like walked past me and gently like farted its colour onto my face, like it was a wash of gas. There was no pigment. I do just want to say on the other side, I was doing a comparison video, and the other side is the Sigma blush from the palette, the Couleurs palette. So much better. That blush is just not worth the money from Dior. Okay, next up. We're going to try from Kiss Lashes Falscara, the new way to lash. And basically the wisps go underneath your lashes. Do I apply mascara first? If you can mascara, you can Falscara. What? Step 1. Bond. Infuse with something. Bond is non-damage and primes the natural lash to prep them for the wisps. Seal. Formulated with nourishing vitamin E seal. Removes any flaky residue and locks in the wisp. And this is this thing, by the way. And then the applicator. Applicator is unique. Oh, okay, I see. Okay. Now, I'm not a fan of the lashes under the lash line situation. So let's go in with the bond stage first. Do I need to put mascara on? So I'm guessing this is like the glue. Okay, so this is obviously quite sticky. It's kind of sticking my lashes to the bottom there. And it's gonna go underneath the lash. And the reason I'm not really a fan of lashes underneath the lash is because I don't like the idea of glue going, like latex-based glue going so close to like in the eye. But because this bonding is just on your lashes, honestly, I think I'm just gonna take them off. I think it takes more time than it's worth for not really any kind of overall, I don't know. Let me just grab some false lashes. Yeah, to be honest, I think it took a bit of time to do that, and for the final look it has, like, you could probably just get like quite a good mascara. It's a lot of like fiddling around for not much of a result. Okay, so I think as I mentioned in that clip there, that it was just so much work, so much fiddly. Do you know, have you ever, right? I know some people are extremely gifted. One of my weaknesses as a makeup artist is putting on individual lashes. I hate it. I cannot stand it. Strip lashes, I'm good. But those tiny little individuals, I don't have the time for it. I try to do it. I did it once on a bride and I kept dropping the lashes on the floor, and the floor was dark grey, like a charcoal, and I couldn't find them. So I just have bad memories, and I think it just takes up too much time anyway. These lashes like that are for me, were way too fiddly. But I have seen, like I said in the video, sorry, way too fiddly for not much of a result. I've had mascaras that did better. However, I have seen it look good on other people. Like, it looks genuinely like really nice on them. I don't have the patience, and I prefer a personal preference, again, fuller looking lashes if I'm doing makeup. This might be nice for weddings, you don't know, but again, I wouldn't take that risk as a makeup artist to use something on someone's eyes that it could be allergic to, you know. I don't know. I just didn't see the benefit of it, and I just, to be honest with him, I didn't even like the lashes. Yeah, that's that. Okay, the next one is going to kind of explain itself. Let's take a look at this TikTok. Okay, listen, if you ever go to Primark and you come across this lip plumper for £3, do not buy it, please. I am begging you, do not buy or try this product. Let me tell you, no, actually, let me show you my experience with this devil product. No. Ow, that's not even fun, painful. Now, I've used lip plumpers before, but this was really something else. Don't say I didn't warn you. Please do not buy this. Okay, so we've all used these lip plumpers before, right? We all know how they work. They sting, you know, they plump your lips, all this kind of stuff. Now, before, everyone's like, but that's what they do, that's what they do. No, yet you don't understand. This was something else. Like in school, right, we used to have competitions with this lip plumper. Not this one, but a different one. And because it was so painful. So the longer you could keep it on, like, you won, basically. But it was so intensely painful. This one from Primark felt like somebody was holding a lip match to my lip and just going ahead and ripping and burning off my skin. It was horrific, really painful. And I've used, you know, more affordable lip plumpers, higher end lip plumpers, and some of them were like, oh, this is barely copable, like it's a little bit, you know. But this was intense, insane, way too much. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for joining me. Sorry about the weird kind of setup of this video, but it's the only way I could think to do it. I couldn't refilm it. I've basically I've basically filmed all my content for January because I am moving at the end of this month. So I've packed everything up. So I'm basically sitting in front of my computer with my microphone, so I couldn't refilm it, unfortunately. But this is the only way I could find to do it. So I do apologize about that. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me know if there are any products that you hated from last year that you just couldn't understand why they were so crap. Leave them below in the comments for me. Please consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you very soon. Bye.